Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the first season of Shantaram, which is a new Apple TV Plus series starring Charlie Hunnam, focusing on a heroin-addicted criminal who wound up escaping from prison, heading off to Bombay, and reinventing himself in the slums as a doctor, and winds up getting caught up in the criminal underworld of the area. And that what's interesting is this is a 12 episode season, which feels very odd for a streaming series at this point. Once Netflix kind of got past the 13 episode thing, most are probably 6, 8, 10 episodes. This clocks in at 12 and tries to tell this expanded story of a criminal trying to, I guess, break good and winding up being in an area where it's hard for him to avoid the criminal elements of what's really going on here. And Charlie Hunnam, who I've been much more of a fan over the past couple years, I really think, my nadir of, not liking him was Pacific Rim. I thought he was bland and boring and one of the worst parts of the whole entire movie. But with stuff like Lost City of Zed, and then his work with Guy Ritchie, even with, the King Arthur film, but especially with The Gentleman, I've become a much bigger fan of Charlie Hunnam, and I think he does a really fine job in this series as, that white stranger coming into an area and trying to learn the whole entire culture and stuff like that. It has very basic elements of that kind of story. Him trying to, schmooze over everybody and trying to really, find a place for himself with this doctor stuff that he's doing, trying to save people, and you can definitely connect with him on some level, but then you have all the other elements going on with, does he have a love interest? Is he going to get pulled into this underground crime world that he escaped prison and is now trying to be good, but you have all these elements going on, and you have a lot of cutaways and side stories of these criminal underground stories. You have flashbacks of him and his life before this. I do think this is a solid and interesting crime thriller series, and Charlie Hunnam's a charismatic actor, and I think the rest of the cast, with the rest of the non-white cast here, I feel do a really good job. There's some interesting characters, some definitely more interesting than others, but I do think that it leans into a lot of crime thriller elements that we've seen before, a lot of familiar beats, but, strong cast, and I think it dives deep into the culture of this place well enough that it has those elements that makes it a little bit more refreshing and different and, worth a watch. It is more of an investment, a little bit more of an investment than most streaming series with this 12 episode, hour-long episodes, but I do think it's worth your time. But those are my thoughts on Shantaram Season 1. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.